here's where the prevalence becomes really important. And this is where I want you as listeners to listen in very closely, because what I find too as a psychotherapist is that many times when I meet a client for the first time, they're relieved by the idea that they're not alone, that they're not suffering in isolation, like this is not just happening to them, or that they're weird or they're crazy. Those are ways that we stigmatize people, right? And that society has a risk of stigmatizing people who are living with mental illnesses and disorders. So the prevalence numbers are really important for this purpose of helping us normalize what that means for people who are living with these challenges. How did you gather that courage? And, to do a podcast is a lot of work, right? To write a book is a lot of work. And to go out and get in front of people and speak in front of them, so who have you relied upon for support to keep this going? Because I know it takes a lot from you, your core, but also you got to have the right kind of support system around you.
Absolutely. And as I said earlier, my rock, my biggest cheerleader is my mother. And when she found out about my diagnosis, she began reading about it and researching it. And her thoughts and feelings about mental illness just completely changed as well. She's, bells started going off. She started, she would apologize to me for times that she was upset about, me canceling plans or different things that I had done that seemed like someone who just didn't care, or someone who was selfish was doing, when in fact those were symptoms of a mental illness. So I really relied upon her, but I also relied upon my psychiatrist at the time and my psychologist. Those are two very important people in my life. The person who diagnosed me, it was hard. I had been to psychiatrists before, diagnosed with depression. I've been diagnosed with ADHD since I was a child. So I knew about that, but I was always just diagnosed with depression and anxiety. So finding a psychiatrist that you can trust, that takes the time to really understand your symptoms, especially on a first visit, and not someone who just wants you to list your symptoms, write a prescription, and then get out, because unfortunately there are psychiatrists out there that are that way. So that's very important to find psychiatrists that you can connect with. And then also finding a psychologist, a therapist who can also connect with you, who also makes you feel validated, who validates your feelings and allows you to vent